The natural tendency of these sensations is for them to travel up into your arms and your legs, perhaps into the region of your chest, perhaps into your face and your cheeks. Just continue to be the silent observer. To inform and perhaps even inspire you in your meditation, please feel free to bring to mind the image of a mountain. The mountain is balanced, grounded, and stable. Imagine what it would be like for a mountain to have consciousness. Snow may fall on the mountain, accumulate, and then disappear. A nearby river may rise and then recede. A small animal may run across a fallen log and then jump into hiding. The mountain simply observes silently. No judgment, no labeling, no comparing, no expectation. Be like a mountain. Be like a mountain with ancient wisdom consciousness as you silently observe sensations within your own body mountain. Now, very, very gently, please redirect your awareness. Become aware again of your physical body and allow your breathing to become less shallow. Taking deeper and deeper breaths, become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of your body. Deeper and deeper breaths, and become aware again of your surroundings inside of the room that you're occupying. Become aware again of the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying. Become aware again of clouds, of blue sky beyond the clouds, of outer space beyond the blue sky. We dedicate all of the positive energy from this morning's meditation to world peace. May leaders of countries that are at odds with one another swiftly come to recognize that nothing is accomplished with minds of anger, and instead may they solve their differences with minds of acceptance, compassion, and wisdom. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Thank you very much, and welcome back. So, as promised, I'm going to invite questions and comments and objections. Objections are allowed here. Before I do, however, I just want to read an excerpt from one of my very favorite books by Reggie Ray called Touching Enlightenment. It's called Touching Enlightenment, Finding Realization in the Body. Just a page and a half that really succinctly and beautifully summarizes what we discussed yesterday. Within modern Western culture, most people, can you all hear me okay? Yeah, okay. Within modern Western culture, most people believe that the only valid and reliable knowledge is that which is conceptual. Other kinds of knowledge, feeling, intuition, sensation, images, dreams, visions, are thought to be secondary, as they are only able to yield their meaning and value when they are, in quote, interpreted into a conceptual frame of reference. Occasionally, of course, one meets modern Westerners who reject the assumption that conceptual knowledge is the only truly valid kind of knowledge. But even those of us who are of this opinion, when push comes to shove, tend to operate out of what we think about the world. Though we may be of the opinion that conceptual knowledge is subordinate, we do not, in fact, function in this way. Especially when feeling discomfort or threat, we habitually fall back into conceptual ways of knowing as our primary reference point, our method of safety and reliable orientation. This meditative tradition, which is the source of the work described in this book, takes a rather different approach. For us, direct experience, unmediated by concepts, is held to be primary and by far most important kind of knowing. Conceptual understanding is considered essential, of course, but seen strictly as secondary. First, we have our life, then we think about it and come to conclusions about it. The conclusions are thus always secondary and after the fact. Concepts are not reality itself. Very important line there. Concepts are not reality itself, but are merely abstract conceptualizations of our experience and therefore greatly reduced versions, only slivers, mere memories of our actual life. I may think that I know my wife of 30 years pretty well, but often what she sees or says or does truly surprises me. When I think about my wife, what I think about my wife, Lee, is the conceptual abstraction. It's not her. Who she actually is as a person is quite different from my idea about her and reveals itself fully only in surprise. The surprises bring me into contact with the real person. And to receive this real and actual person, I have to be willing to let go of my previous conceptual ideas. Concepts which are memories of the past, concepts which are memories of past experience are always superseded by what is occurring now. And just one other little add-on. Speaking of now, some of us may have read books by Eckhart Tolle or heard recorded teachings of his. If you have, you know that he's a big proponent of insight coming through being present in the now, just like Ram Dass, be here now. If you'll notice, maybe you have already, maybe you will in the future, meditation on the inner body stills conceptual thought and therefore necessarily, without fail, brings you into the present moment. It's another beautiful feature of this practice in general and the meditation in particular, the meditation on the inner body in particular. Anybody have any questions that you'd like to ask or comments that you'd like to make? If so, please go ahead and unmute yourself and ask away. Okay, if you change your mind, please go ahead and wave and unmute yourself. I'll just share one more thought with you guys about this difference between conceptual thought and non-conceptual awareness. I started my daily meditation, is kind of a testimonial, actually. I started my daily meditation practice coming up on 23 years. It was in January of 1999, late January, that I first met the spiritual path that I'm on now. And a big part of it was meditation. And, you know, through stubbornness or something, I don't know what, I meditated every day diligently and experienced no noticeable results. Maybe something was taking place in subtler states of my consciousness, but in terms of my experiences in the world, basically being able to overcome my attachments, getting a handle on my anger, being more humble, being more generous, being more compassionate. For the first maybe 11 or 12 years of my meditation practice, despite doing it every day, I wasn't really noticing any results. That's the stubborn part. Like, why would you stay with something for 12 years when it wasn't working? Well, lack of a better alternative, I'd say. But but I came across the Ganges Mahamudra and learned about, that was my first exposure to the difference between conceptual thought and non-conceptual awareness. And through that, I realized that meditation isn't thinking better. It's about experiencing. It's about experiencing in a state of non-conceptual awareness along the lines of what we've been talking about. And since I made that shift in my meditation practice, I have gotten results. I'm not claiming to be more awakened than anybody else. All I can say is that with regard to this technique and this practice, I've enjoyed results that I didn't through my previous unskillful, probably misinformed approach to meditation. So, yeah, and it's not only that, not only have I experienced results through this shift in my practice, it's become a heck of a lot more enjoyable. It's nice to give my thinking mind a break, to kind of give it a timeout and abide in a state free of thought, experiencing directly in a non-filtered way. So I would say that this meditation technique not only saved my meditation practice, it saved my life. And that may sound dramatic, but I'm absolutely convinced that it's true. Thank you for being here, everybody. It's 10 o'clock. Have a great day. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jeff.
you.
You're most welcome. Thank you all.
Thank you.